Zohran Mamdani got publicly humiliated by a furious New York resident who crashed his press conference and heckled him the entire time. Zohran was announcing the city's first communist grocery store, which will open in 3 years and cost over $30 million. Even though right now in New York City, there are fully functioning grocery stores for sale that cost 1/10 of the price and could open up tomorrow. But if you think it can't get worse, you'd be wrong. Despite New York City being $10 billion in the hole and wealthy residents fleeing like their lives depend on it, Zohran just released a new social media video that is by far the worst thing I've ever seen and will undoubtedly cause 10,000 more wealthy New Yorkers to leave immediately. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel. But before we get into the hilarious press conference, let's start with Zohran's new promotional video celebrating us getting our money stolen by the government.
When I ran for mayor, I said I was going to tax the rich. Well, today, we're taxing the rich. I'm thrilled to announce we've secured a pied-à-terre tax, the first in New York's history. This is an annual fee on luxury properties worth more than $5 million, whose owners do not live full-time in the city. Like for this penthouse, which hedge fund CEO Ken Griffin bought for $238 million. This pied-à-terre tax is specifically designed for the richest of the rich, those who store their wealth in New York City real estate, but who don't actually live here. But even so, they're able to reap the huge financial rewards of owning property in, dare I say, the greatest city in the world. And most of the time, these units are sitting empty, since again, they don't actually live here. This is a fundamentally unfair system that hurts working New Yorkers. Now, it's coming to an end. This tax will raise at least $500 million directly for the city. It'll help fund things like free childcare, cleaner streets, and safer neighborhoods. As mayor, I believe everyone has a role to play in contributing to our city, and some a little bit more than others. Happy Tax Day, New York.
Happy Tax Day. I mean, hit the like button if you'd love nothing more than to see this man deported back to Uganda. According to Grok, New York City has 13,000 units that are non-primary residences worth more than $5 million. New York City is the financial capital of the world. Of course, wealthy people from across the globe have second homes there. When a city is vibrant and bustling, it attracts people, and that demand makes things more expensive. It's almost economically impossible to have a first-tier world-class city that is also widely affordable to the middle class. You don't see pushes to make Beverly Hills or Palm Beach more affordable because it's impossible. And Zohran points to the big bad billionaire's penthouse on the top floor and brags about levying an immoral and un-American tax. The guy's just going to sell it, if he can find a buyer, that is. Who's going to buy a $280 million property knowing Zohran Mamdani is just going to tax you into oblivion? It'll crater the price of that penthouse. It'll crater the price of all subsequent units in the building. It'll dramatically lower the value of the building, and then the city will receive substantially less property tax revenue from it. They don't think these things through because their goal isn't sound economic policy. Their goal is satisfying their bloodthirsty communist base and punishing rich people. But he's not just taunting rich people by taxing them more. He's also taunting them by paying 10 times as much for a grocery store as he needs to. Watch this.
We will use government to respond to rising prices and unaffordable groceries. Since the pandemic, grocery prices have gone up, and they haven't come back down. Between 2013 and 2023, grocery prices increased in New York City by nearly 66%, significantly higher than the national average. During our campaign, we promised New Yorkers that we would create a network of city-owned grocery stores, one in each borough. And we are here today to celebrate the site of the Manhattan store, La Marqueta, which will be open by 2029. Now here's how it works. The city will subsidize a core set of staples. A private operator will run the store, but they answer to the standards that the city will set. These standards include requirements that at our stores, bread will be cheap. Eggs will be cheaper.
We'll get to the protester in a second because this guy's hilarious. Wait till they turn the camera on him. But Zohran said this grocery store should be open in 2029. But just like California's high-speed rail to nowhere, I'm sure by 2029, the entire $30 million budget will be spent, and the grocery store's official opening date will be pushed back another 3 years. But let's get back to the man protesting because he rips into Zohran Mamdani.
We're gonna go one by one.
There's a lot of interest. When it comes to EDC, we are continuing to conduct those interviews. And also, I think what today shows is that the work of EDC is not reliant on concluding those interviews. That work will continue. We're proud, frankly, of the immense amount of work coming out of EDC to ensure that we can deliver something the city has not seen before, which is a guarantee that these prices will be affordable.
So funny enough, a few months ago, I made a video about Zohran getting chased out of a rally in New York City. And after seeing this video, I did some cross-referencing, and it turns out it's the exact same guy. This man absolutely despises Zohran Mamdani and harasses him everywhere he goes. But Zohran's also familiar with his #1 protester. Listen what he has to say.
You know, I'm just remembering, he bit one of our volunteers over the course of the campaign, so we're hoping that this is more affordable things that he can actually get into.
So it seems Zohran and this man have a complicated relationship. But this man is completely justified in being furious with Zohran Mamdani. Everything he does is intentionally meant to hurt New York. And this grocery store fiasco is just the latest example. Let's just analyze it from an economic perspective. Zohran is spending $30 million to open up a grocery store when he could buy one today for $3 million. Zohran is paying a third-party contractor to actually run the store. So now on top of the normal employee cost that a normal grocery store would have, the city store has to pay extra for someone to even operate the thing. And this one city store won't have the same economies of scale to purchase produce at the same low prices as the big box stores. So for him to guarantee bread and eggs cheaper than the competition, he must also subsidize the food. And if it costs you $3 to buy eggs and you're selling them for $1, well, how do you buy more eggs when they're all sold out? So inevitably this store will be plagued with consistently empty shelves. And because he's a devout socialist, he'll make sure that every city store employee gets paid a comfortable wage and gets 2 months of paid vacation, causing the cost to be even higher and the subsidy needed to be even greater. The point is, it's a completely unsustainable business model with one goal: to put all private grocers out of business and put the government entirely in charge of how people get their food. And we don't even have to speculate that it's going to fail. Take a look at the results of another city-owned grocery store.
It's clear this Sunfresh at 31st and Prospect is struggling. This is the first section people see when they come in. There's barely any produce. A lot of the coolers and shelves around the store look the same way, empty. So shoppers have been asking us, if the store isn't closing, then where's all the food? A rotten smell comes through the door, and anywhere you turn, you'll see products that need to be restocked. No hot food or deli.
There was a time this store was on life support. I could tell you today, right now, it's damn near dead.
This is a new low, even to people like Pat Clark, who've watched the store go through its ups and downs.
30 days ago, hell, we look like a grocery store again.
The city owns the Linwood Shopping Center. A nonprofit operates the grocery store. Public and private investments are in the millions of dollars for the center.
So even though the store is logistically destined to fail, we should assess, what if it works out? Because honestly, that's an even scarier scenario. If these government stores that don't pay taxes, that don't pay rent, whose prices are subsidized by endless tax dollars, how can any private business possibly compete? Why would any person shop anywhere else if they can get cheaper groceries at the government store? If this clown circus of a grocery store actually succeeds, it won't just hurt the big corporations, it will hurt every mom and pop grocer and bodega owner in New York City. And it will create food deserts faster than Zohran can set up new communist grocery stores. And that's why a reporter hits him with a truth bomb, asking him, what are you going to do if every other grocery store around here goes out of business, seeing as it takes you 3 years to open up a new store?
I guess why not work with local stores here in the area instead of potentially pushing them out of business?
This is not the entire answer to our City Hall's approach to tackling food insecurity. It is one part of it. What I will say is that for a long time, City Hall has relied exclusively on subsidies and tax breaks. There's a program called City Fresh that I've made my criticisms clear of that spent nearly the same amount of money that we're talking about spending on creating this supermarket, and yet New Yorkers have seen a rise in grocery prices across the country. So what we are looking to do is to provide something to New Yorkers where they don't have to hope, but they have a guarantee that their essentials will be cheaper at that supermarket.
If every store Zohran Mamdani opens consequently shuts down 10 grocery stores around it, all of that demand will transfer to the government store, increasing the volume of groceries that they're selling at a loss. If you lose $1 on every carton of eggs you sell, and here comes 100,000 new people to buy eggs, the amount of money you lose endlessly exacerbates. The more successful the store is, the more money it loses. And once all the other grocery stores close down and there's only government grocery stores, the city can't even cut it from the budget because now millions of people will starve. And rightfully so. The grocery stores of New York City are pissed off about this.
Some of those smaller independent grocery stores have been fighting for years for legislation that would give them access to food at wholesale prices, something that is only available to large chains and big box retailers. Anthony Pena, the national president of the National Supermarket Association, says that Mamdani's plan only hurts small businesses already fighting to offer food at lower costs.
They've been there for 20 years, 15 years, doing the right thing, paying their fair shares, and the city using the same money that they are producing to compete against them. It's like they feel like it's a slap in the face. If he took that same $30 million and he invested it in the stores that are currently in the industry right now, you would see cost of goods lowered instantly, and you could sustain that for 20 years.
I repeat this in every video about Zohran Mamdani because it can't be overstated. His goal is not to spend government money as efficiently as possible. His goal is to inflict as much damage on the people of America as possible because he hates us. If you want to understand a man's intentions, look at the outcome of their actions. Zohran wants to increase taxes on millionaires, so they're going to leave. Zohran wants to tax everybody with a second home worth $5 million or more, so they're going to sell that and leave. Zohran wants to lower the inheritance tax from $7 million to $750,000, all while increasing the tax rate from 16% to 50%. So people are going to sell their property and leave New York City before they die. Zohran wants to keep rents artificially low while also increasing property taxes, making it financially unfeasible to own a building. Therefore, the government has to take over it. And now he's opening up government-run grocery stores that, at best, will lose the city $30 million and waste everybody's time, and cause hundreds of businesses, both small and large, to stop operating. That doesn't just mean the people working at those grocery stores will lose their jobs. The truck drivers who deliver all the food will take a hit. If the food producers lose these large customers, that means their demand will go down and they'll produce less. There is no angle you can view this situation from which yields a positive outcome. And that's why that angry New York man is very correct in his protesting of Zohran Mamdani. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Turn on those notification bells so you never miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next one.